How's it going? It's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat NV 2.0 Hitch Bike Rack and how it fits on our 2022 Chrysler Pacifica. The NV 2.0 is going to be a premium rack with a bunch of premium features. First and foremost being the weight capacity. It does support 2 bikes up to 60 pounds apiece. It's a platform style bike rack, so it holds the bike up with these trays and cradles, and primarily by this front wheel hook here and one additional strap down at the bottom. So we can get e-bikes on here with that 60-pound weight capacity, but we can also get our carbon frame bikes, alternative frame bikes too. We don't make any frame contacts, so we don't have to worry about those shapes and or damaging the frame while we're moving. The first one of those features that we're going to talk about is the tilt function. The handle is here in between the trays, so if you have a bike loaded up in front, I could see that being a little annoying to get to, but for now we will tilt the rack down. It does tilt pretty aggressively, so we still will need to flex our handlebars just a little bit to get that clearance. But once we do have enough room back here. I can change my shoes before or after the ride, just take a break and chill out, or now would be the time to get anything out of the back that I'm going to need for that ride once I get there. Obviously, lowering the hatch and having to get back to your bike quickly enough to flex it away isn't an amazing solution, but if you want to have an option to open your hatch with the bikes up, it's kind of just what you're going to have to do. To tilt the rack back up, I like to go from the bottom, hold on to the frame of the rack itself and not your bike. But with it in place, we can now work on getting the bike off. We'll do that first, starting with this strap here in the back. Let's press this gray button to release the strap. It doesn't have any pads on the strap, which is kind of surprising for something of this quality, but that's okay. Hold on to the frame of the bike, press this large button to release the wheel hook, pull up and out, and we can get our bike off. From here, we can take a closer look at the trays and the cradles. So first and foremost, as it comes, it is able to support a tire width of 3 inches, but you can get a fat bike adapter, which means you can hold the bike of up to 5-inch tire width. There are also adapters for your kids' bikes as well to make things a little bit more compact. We have these grooves here on our cradle, so that's just how you can see the different types of bikes that we can support. If we come back here, we'll replace this strap and point out the fact that it does slide up and down the tray to accommodate different wheelbases, in this case up to 50 inches. From here though, I'm going to get a couple measurements just to see what it's like to add this on to the back of your vehicle. First thing, from this bumper to the furthest point out, it's going to be about 30 inches. So kind of in the middle, not too far, not super close. As far as ground clearance goes, that's going to be closer to about 18.5 inches from the ground. There's a nice rise there. As far as how heavy or how high you're going to have to lift those heavier bikes, it's going to be about 21.25 inches. So as far as ground clearance, I'm not going to be worried about it making contact going up hills or over curbs, but it also sits pretty low, so I don't have to worry too much about lifting those bikes on there if they're heavier as well. Another nice feature though is that we do have the ability to fold the rack up towards the vehicle using that same lever we used before. Pull that down, you'll hear it click into place again, and we'll get a couple new measurements for you. So now, from the bumper to the closest point that the rack is going to sit, it's going to be about 2.5 inches, and it's not going anywhere. It's not going to get closer than that. How much distance we've saved now? The whole rack sits out about 12.5 inches, so just over a foot, and we do save a ton of space that way. Just because of how it's designed, we'll take a closer look at how it lives on the back of your vehicle. Your license plate is going to be really nicely visible, especially from another car. Your backup camera is right here in the middle, so you're definitely going to see the top of the rack out of the bottom of your camera, but there's tons of windows to see over and around that rack. Doesn't come anywhere near our taillights or our rear window. If we want to step in, we can take a closer look at the shank and how it fits onto our car. So first things first, you will need a 2-inch hitch receiver, which we have here. The rack has a 2-inch shank, and it's all held in place with this pin and this lock core It's going to be held in place, and it's all secured with this anti-rattle knob here in the back, and it does a really good job of taking all of the shake and play out of the rack. You can see we're moving the whole car. But the feature that really sets this rack apart is going to be the bike repair stand. To get that out, we'll open up this handle here, pull up, rotate it out, secure that back down, and now if we want to, before or after the ride, we can hang our bike up here, tweak anything that we might need, tighten things up, or repair anything that might have broken during the ride. It really sets this rack apart. It's kind of what makes it what it is. But overall, the Kuat NV 2.0 is a premium rack, and it does have a lot of premium features, most of which we just discussed in this video. That being said, if you want something that's going to come in at a little bit more of an affordable price point, you can check out something like the Rocky Mounts monorail. Has the same weight capacity, holds onto the bike in a similar manner. Obviously, you're going to lose out on that bike repair stand, the overall finish, and the build quality of Kuat. But, you know, if you want those features, this rack is going to be a great option for you. This again was just a quick look at the Kuat NV 2.0 Hitch Bike Rack and how it fits on our 2022 Chrysler Pacifica.